I'm Amy Dozier with Helios HR, and with me I have Cicely Clayton, one of our senior compensation consultants. Cicely, you and I were talking earlier about how the economy has really influenced the use of variable pay plans and what trends you're seeing as you implement and design plans for your clients. So to bring everybody into our earlier conversation, give them some background information, we talked about while the U.S. economy has experienced some major setbacks in recent years, it has really forced business leaders to be smart with how they spend their money and implement more variable pay programs. They have begun to recognize, in order to see consistent financial results and business success, that they really have to align employee performance with their business objectives.
Sure.
And you and I agreed that one of the most effective ways to do that is to implement a variable pay plan that aligns employee performance with that business plan. And while the economy has improved, we continue to see organizations still implementing and using a lot of variable pay plans. And they are each unique to that company, that organization, unique to their culture and to their specific business goals. And yet we also see a lot of things that are in common with them. So Cicely, what are some of those trends that you are seeing with your clients in variable pay plans?
It's a great question, Amy, and you're absolutely right. There are some commonality amongst all of the plans for which we design for our clients. Probably over the course of the past 6 to 9 months, I've had the opportunity to work with daycare centers, law firms, IT consulting firms, nonprofits. And one thing they all have in common is that during that engagement, they're talking to me about incentive plans. All of them want some form of a variable pay program. So regardless of industry, revenue, number of employees, everybody's interested in having some type of variable pay program come on board inside of their organization. The second trend that I'm also seeing, you mentioned this earlier, is the fact that they're all mission driven. So enlightened and really smart leaders know that in order for them to obtain or attain some type of financial success or business success, employee performance must be directly aligned to the mission. And so those plans are actually designed to have the mission in mind. So that's kind of the second theme that I'm also seeing. And then finally, the individual component. So in years past, most organizations tended to have a financial metric that everybody was tied to. Many times employees didn't have a clear line of sight between their performance and the organization's financial performance. And so really smart leaders were actually able to develop plans that are very specific to individual roles and allow employees to plan the plan that way. And you're seeing a lot of success at the individual level and subsequently at the organizational level as a result.
Absolutely. You also mentioned when you and I were talking earlier, Cicely, about the use of discretionary adjustments, and we're seeing a lot more of that, which I absolutely love because it requires or allows business leaders to hold people accountable, not just for what they're achieving, but how they're going about achieving those results as well. So what are some of the unexpected outcomes organizations are reporting once they've implemented variable pay programs?
Another great question, and it's not always about compensation. What we're seeing is that employees are more deeply engaged with their jobs and with the organization as a whole. Once you communicate to employees the mission or the overall goal of a specific plan and what that means to them, they somehow become very engaged with the overall mission of the organization, the department or the division, and they really know the ins and outs of their jobs a lot better because, again, as they drive for individual success, the organization becomes more successful and everybody takes home more money, to be quite honest with you.
And are you seeing incentive plans impacting any other areas of the business other than, of course, the compensation?
Definitely. My good friends in talent acquisition actually love variable pay programs. It's a great tool to attract top performers. Everybody wants to hire a top performer. Excellent talent comes at a cost. And so really good performers are used to being aligned to variable pay programs in former organizations and companies. And so as an organization looks to buy talent in the market or go to market for talent, having a variable pay program is one element that really helps the talent acquisition team become successful and lure them in and actually become employees. employees and actually hire them within the organization. Secondly are my HR generalists. So those that have to help managers actually manage and deal with their talent. They're actually helping employees stay in role longer. So if an employee knows that 12 months from now, if they perform at a certain level and there's a financial reward that's going to come along with that performance, they're more likely to stay in role. So you're seeing lower turnover rates as a result of variable pay programs being implemented. So again, like you said, it's not just about compensation. Everybody really does benefit from the implementation of such programs.
Yeah, the HR generalists, but also the managers too.
That's true.
Yeah, those are some really good points. Before we close, is there anything else that you think that business leaders should understand or know about incentive pay plans?
Definitely. I would say the first thing is to get out ahead of it. If you know that you want an incentive program to be redesigned or designed and your fiscal year starts in January, I highly advise you start doing that work right now. It takes a lot of work, a lot of thought leadership, a lot of effort from all areas of the business in order for variable pay programs to actually be designed correctly and then be communicated. And so you and I always talk about communication, how it's key. You can design the best pay program or variable pay program you want, but if it's not effectively communicated to employees and if it's not meaningful to them, then it kind of all goes by the wayside. And so we have to be careful that we just don't focus on the design aspect, but also the communications piece, so that employees, again, they have a full understanding of the plan, what it means to them, and how they can actually play inside of it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like you said, we talk about that all the time. Communication is key. And in fact, there's actually one client that comes to mind who asked us to redesign their plan. And as we got in there and dug in a little bit deeper, we discovered that there was nothing wrong with the plan itself. Rather, employees didn't understand how it was being implemented, how their payments were being calculated. So rather than redesigning the plan, we recommended that we just help them re-communicate that out to make it a more successful plan. So even though we can't predict what is going to happen with the U.S. economy, we continue to advise our clients to implement the use of variable pay plans to really drive business results and employee engagement. So thanks for joining me today, Cicely. Thank you for watching and keep making big things happen.
See you next time.